I know why they refuse to buy EVs. Do you know why they refuse to buy EVs? I could tell you here, but I don't know if it will affect the video or not. Thing is, with these electric vehicles, when it's really cold, they don't charge very good. They don't charge good. The battery doesn't last as long. It's about half as good. So if you got a 300-mile trip, you're probably gonna have a 150-mile trip. And there's no charging stations, especially not in New York. Like, there's no room to put them. So that's why people ain't buying electric vehicles. I guess I don't even have to watch this video to understand why they ain't buying them.
Collecting premiums, not pay.
But we could skip through it.
Cars. We Americans will buy and drive just about anything, no matter how expensive and unreliable it is.
That is very true.
As long as it runs on gas.
It's not looking good for President Biden's EV push. His interest in EVs sits at just 41%.
Charger number 1, 2, 3. This one's broken. Broken and also broken. Come
Look at all the chargers breaking.
on, you can do it. Error detected.
I'm a fan, a huge fan. There's no oil changes, no fan belts.
Well, he's a fan, but yeah, he probably never fixed
No
anything.
exhaust.
It says cash only. Where would I put cash?
A rapid charge just gives you just a little bit of range, and it takes a long time to charge.
Yes.
It's going to be expensive to insure.
The Tesla insurance.
And don't let me get started with insurance, but that's not why they refuse to buy them.
This is far more expensive than other top automakers.
Oh, and by the way, it's cold outside and those batteries don't work so
Cold outside, the batteries are not going to work.
well. So, you know, there's that.
Americans aren't buying electric vehicles. We know this.
Of this country, but it doesn't look like that's gonna happen anymore because demand for EVs is now headed in the wrong direction. In 2022, EV sales were up 76%.
And also, car rental companies that made contracts with these EV vehicles to, like, you know, rent them out, they actually lost a lot of money. The car rental companies for bringing in EV vehicles, no one wanted to rent them. So, like, Hertz and all that, those stocks went down. So, well, guess what they did? They got rid of all the EVs, stock went back up. They started to make a profit.
And in 2023, overall demand peaked at around 9% of purchased vehicles. But that same year, auto dealers wrote a letter requesting mercy from EV mandates because sales had started dropping rapidly. And that's a problem because by 2030, 2/3 of all vehicle sales must be electric cars, unlike this Audi V10.
That's not going to happen.
And the reason electric vehicles aren't selling and are piling up on dealers' lots doesn't have to do with the usual concerns about things like range anxiety. Yes, that's part of it, but the real reason these things aren't selling
There's nowhere to charge them in New York.
is something nobody wants to talk about. Have with EVs, because a lot of those are solvable, or at least they will be in the near future. And there are long-term issues with EV ownership that nobody at a dealership is going to tell you about, that's for sure.
There's really 4 key reasons why people are losing interest in EVs, and range anxiety.
Oh, not only range anxiety, these things decrease in value like
Is this biggest one. I know Jeff Flock did a...
So, range anxiety, that's a very common reason why people don't want to buy an EV. My lease is up for a vehicle this year, and I'm probably not going to get one. I want to be able to go places and not worry about how I'm going to get back. That would really screw up your plans, and it's a huge problem, but it's only surface level. Because things will be done with electric vehicles to help them get the same range as today's gas vehicles. But doing that's going to be incredibly expensive, and even if it does happen, there are still other problems that will never go away.
They're going to have to put like heating elements somewhere where the batteries are that are safe to, you know, because that's what they do. There's a thing on the Tesla where you click to heat it up before you charge it, so it heats up the battery, so the charge will be quicker.
You charge a Tesla like this one for about a half an hour, you can get an extra 150 miles of range, but if you stop 5 or 6 times, you're adding several hours to your overall trip.
Another top auto.
Sorry guys, I'm skipping around this video because I really already know why Americans aren't buying electric vehicles.
It's going to be expensive to insure.
Okay, so as a non-EV owner, I had no idea that the insurance rates for these things were so much higher. If you crash your Cybertruck, they're going to need a new body panel for this.
Yeah, that's insurances are crazy. What else? Let's see if
You're
he has
this
any
lucky
new
guy
news.
or this lucky guy right here. Luckily, this car isn't parked blocking all of the chargers.
Yeah, so those are all hybrid cars that are getting charged.
And if the most reliable place to charge an EV is inside your home, not out there where you might want to drive it, how are they not short-range vehicles? Really?
How are you going to charge your vehicle inside New York when, like, you're going to have to stick your charger outside your window?
Expected 126.
And then you can't park in front of your car, or you can't park in front of your apartment unless you live in a luxury apartment, and then you're going to park in your intended parking spot that they give you, which probably doesn't have a charger.
Charging stalls. 27% of those stalls were just flat out of order. That is,
and then a lot of them are out of service.
they had a sign or an error that said charger unavailable.
Chargers unavailable. So let's do 5 key points. Insurance too high. The cold wearing down the batteries and the range. 3. People just aren't buying them. 4. Storage of chargers. 5. You know what it takes to make these batteries and this charging? You gotta burn coal.
Of service. EVgo.
So I think the issue here is that
So it's not really saving the environment. It's saving you money, maybe, but not the environment.
everything else we plug in and charge, like our phone, isn't gonna be plugged in.
Oh, here's Hertz.
The car. They were gonna go all in on EVs to revitalize their
This is
brand.
what I was talking
and give it
about.
a nice charge, but it hasn't been working. And now they're actually being forced to go back to relying on mostly gas-powered vehicles. And if you've been watching this video and paying attention, you already know why.
Hertz, a few months out of bankruptcy, said it's going to order 100,000 Tesla Model 3s.
But it seems the move to go all in on Tesla has only made the world's richest man richer. The deal worked out pretty good for Tesla. Their stock went up. Hertz's stock, it went up too. But then when it turned out customers weren't really interested in renting electric cars, their stock went down. Hertz says the investment in EVs hurt them financially. And critics say that could happen to the country if EV mandates become a thing. Really change consumer. He has the infrastructure set up to charge them, and if the only people buy them already, what Hertz effectively did was limit their customer base to around 1% of drivers in the country. And what that could mean is if EVs are mandated, society could undergo profound changes. What do you think about EV ownership? Is it a good idea? Are you willing to come here and rent a Tesla and try it out? I think if Hertz gets the Cybertruck in, people will try it out, that's for sure. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.